Paths to Immortality. A comparison of spiritual philosophies. It is important to note that the concept of immortality, as it is typically understood, is not something that can be achieved through physical means. In most spiritual philosophies, immortality is seen as something that can only be attained through spiritual means, such as reaching a state of enlightenment or union with a higher power. Hinduism. In Hinduism, the concept of immortality is closely tied to the idea of reincarnation. According to this belief, the soul is eternal and goes through a cycle of birth and death, ultimately working towards the goal of achieving liberation, or moksha. Moksha is the ultimate spiritual goal in Hinduism. It is the release of the soul from the cycle of reincarnation and the merging of the individual self with the ultimate reality, called Brahman. It is said that once moksha is achieved, the soul is freed from the cycle of birth and death and attains a state of eternal peace and freedom. To reach moksha, Hindus follows the path of yoga and meditation. These practices help to purify the mind and bring the individual closer to ultimate reality. Yoga is seen as a way to discipline the body and the mind, and to bring the individual into a state of union with the divine. The most popular form of yoga is Raja Yoga, also known as the Royal Yoga, which is based on the principles of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. This system of yoga is focused on the practice of asanas, yoga postures, and pranayama, breathing exercises, as a way to still the mind and attain inner peace. Meditation is also an important practice in Hinduism. It is considered as the most efficient way to reach moksha. It is a way to focus the mind and eliminate the distractions that prevent us from seeing the ultimate reality. One of the most well-known meditation practices in Hinduism is transcendental meditation, TM, which involves the repetition of a mantra as a way to still the mind and reach a state of inner calm. Buddhism. In Buddhism, the ultimate goal is to reach a state of enlightenment, also known as nirvana. This state is characterized by the end of the cycle of reincarnation, and the individual being freed from the suffering caused by desire and attachment. The path to enlightenment is through the Eightfold Path, which includes elements such as right understanding, right intention, and right mindfulness. The 8 elements of the path are: 1. Right understanding. Understanding the 4 Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. 2. Right intent. Intention to free oneself from attachment and desire, and to follow the Eightfold Path. 3. Right speech. Speaking truthfully and kindly. 4. Right action. Behaving ethically and non-violently. 5. Right livelihood. Making a living in a way that does not cause harm to others. 6. Right effort. Making the effort to improve oneself. 7. Right mindfulness. Being aware of the present moment and one's own thoughts and actions. 8. Right concentration. Focusing the mind through meditation. Buddhism encourages to follow this path in order to reach a state of inner peace and understanding, which in turn leads to a release from the cycle of reincarnation and the attainment of nirvana. One of the most well-known meditation practices in Buddhism is vipassana. It is an ancient meditation technique that focuses on the observation of one's own bodily sensations, feelings and thoughts. The goal of vipassana meditation is to gain insight into the true nature of reality, by developing mindfulness and concentration. Taoism. In Taoism, the goal is to achieve immortality through the cultivation of the self, known as the Tao. This is achieved through the practice of inner alchemy, which involves harnessing the power of the body and mind to cultivate one's inner energy. Inner alchemy is based on the understanding that all living things possess a vital energy called qi, and that by cultivating and nourishing this energy, one can attain a state of immortality, or immortal body. This is believed to be achieved by balancing the opposing forces of yin and yang, and unifying the 3 treasures of heaven, earth, and human. One of the key practices in inner alchemy is meditation, which is used to focus the mind and cultivate the inner energy. The most well-known form of meditation in Taoism is known as Nigong, which is a combination of breathing exercises, visualization, and movement that is designed to balance the flow of qi in the body. Another important practice in inner alchemy is the use of herbal remedies and dietary restrictions to help balance and cultivate the inner energy. This can include the use of tonics and elixirs that are believed to nourish the inner energy, as well as avoiding foods that are thought to interfere with the balance of qi in the body. Judaism and Christianity. In Judaism and Christianity, the concept of immortality is not so much a physical reality, but one of an eternal life of soul after death. The belief is that the soul continues to exist in a different realm after physical death. In Judaism, the belief is that the soul will be judged by God and will either be punished or rewarded, for eternity. The concept of paradise and hell as eternal abode for souls is present in Christianity as well. The Bible and teachings of the Church are the main sources for the understanding of afterlife in Christianity. It teaches that eternal life can be attained by believing in Jesus Christ and living a good life according to his teachings. In Christianity, salvation and eternal life is a gift from God. A believer will be resurrected and will live with God in heaven after death. In conclusion, each spiritual philosophy has its own unique understanding of immortality and different paths to achieve it. The practices, beliefs and understanding that are common among these spiritual philosophies include the importance of purifying the mind, cultivation of self, reaching a state of inner peace and understanding, the understanding of an ultimate reality, and the importance of spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga, and inner alchemy, or living a good life according to teachings of a religion.